United Nations was set up in 1945 with the ultimate mission statement to prevent conflict, uphold human rights and bring peace and security to the world. From its headquarters in New York, it controls 100,000 peacekeeping troops in more countries than ever before, 8 in Africa alone. It helped end Liberia's murderous civil war, guided Cambodia to recovery and eradicated the scourge of smallpox. But in recent years, the UN's image has been tarnished.
Some United Nations peacekeepers and aid workers are routinely demanding sex from young girls.
Peacekeepers in Cambodia sexually abuse local girls.
Peacekeepers in the field have been exposed in a series of sex scandals. UN officials at the highest levels have been convicted of corruption. Paddy Ashdown says he witnessed peacekeeping at its worst in Bosnia.
I watched a battalion of Ukrainian blue-helmeted UN soldiers in the middle of the siege of Sarajevo, in which 10,000 were killed and people were starving to death inside the ring of the siege, running brothels, cigarette smuggling operations, and taking out of this impoverished, destitute, starving city when they left something like 600,000 Deutschmarks. But the damage that is done in Sarajevo, in the Congo, in Liberia, by the low-level daily corruption to the thing the UN is trying to do and to its reputation on the street is catastrophic.
And manna from heaven for the UN's critics, many of them here in the States who want to radically change the way it's run and funded. Controversial Bush appointee John Bolton says members are in denial.
We conducted 2 public meetings on sexual abuse and trafficking by UN peacekeepers and on procurement fraud in UN peacekeeping operations. And both of these hearings by the Security Council were protested by the Group of 77, the group of developing countries, and they're afraid that every rock they turn over will lead to more rocks being turned over, more changes being made. So there's a very powerful self-protective force at work in the UN.
The Office of Internal Oversight Services is the UN's watchdog. Its investigations division has responsibility for looking into allegations of wrongdoing. What was your impression of their ability to investigate themselves?
Well, I think it was very limited. I think there's a culture at the UN that doesn't like the scrutiny from inside or outside the organization. I think in terms of real hard investigation into misfeasance or corruption, the UN is just not that interested.
Not interested or just no good. Every year the UN spends billions of dollars in support of its missions worldwide. It's a lucrative business for the lucky companies who get the contracts.